So if you've watched my videos on LinkedIn or YouTube, you've seen me do videos from my basement studio. And I actually did a video on that setup last week. And I went through all the details of all the hardware and how I have that set up. But today I'd like to show you my office setup. So if you've ever been in a Zoom meeting with me, you've seen this backdrop in many of my meetings. And I've done a lot of videos with this backdrop as well. So today, how do I set it up? How does a video from my office look like this? It's a lot more work than you might think. So let's take a little tour. First, this is how the sausage is made. This is what it looks like behind the scenes. You can see it is crazy because one, I have a lot of acoustic tiles. Those are what those black octagon things are on the wall. But you can see all the lighting setup that I have here in the office from the background. You can see I have a bunch of pictures too, a bunch of motorcycles that I built. And again, more acoustic tiles on there. But you can see all the wires that I have to run to make all this equipment work. It'd be impossible to hide all these wires. And I have several USB hubs to run all this stuff. I have multiple machines to run all this stuff. You can see I have multiple monitors in the background. And so that's what it looks like behind the scenes. And then as I walk toward my desk, there's a charging station with all my USB, another USB hub, and all my tripods and my iPad and all the batteries that I have for all the cameras and the monitors. There's a shameless plug for the Ultimate Zoom Cookbook, a book I wrote. Please pick that up. I'll put that in the description above as well. And this is what it looks like from my seat, my vantage point. So I have 3 monitors connected to my laptop. There's a 34-inch, there's a 20-inch, there's another 20-inch that's connected to my Mac Mini, and then I have a 50-inch connected to my Mac Mini as well to watch videos. Then I have the printing station, of course, and some extra cameras over there to play with, some more gear over there. Where do I start here? Let's go. Well, I have a Mac Mini for editing, and then I have my M2 work laptop that I have connected to those 2 monitors right there. So I have 3 monitors there, and then 2 on the other side. Next, let's dive into cameras. I have 4 cameras actually connected to this setup. First is the Logitech Brio 705 and a fantastic webcam. Then I have the Sony ZV-1, which is a great intro DSLR camera. Then my main camera is the Sony EOS RP, which is another 4K camera with a 35mm lens. Then on my other machine, I also have a Logitech Brio 705, so I can test Zoom calls and Zoom meetings and stuff like that. So my main light is my key light. That is the light that's at about a 45-degree angle away from my desk. This is what I control to do the main source of my lighting on my subject or my face. I can control the temperature or the brightness. By the way, I run all my lights at 5200 Kelvin to make it seem like it's daylight. My second light is my fill light. That is my Elgato key light over here. I don't use it as a key light. I use it as a fill light. My main key light sends off a lot of light, and obviously there's some brightness and a lot of shadows. So I use the key light as my main source, but I use the fill light to fill in some of those shadows as well. I also have a hair light or a ring light. As you can see, that's in the opposite quarter than the key light. What that gives me is a lot of depth and profile. On the right side, you can kind of see a little bit of an outline of my hair and my shoulder. It kind of adds some depth and pizzazz to the overall video. Not only do I have those 3 main lights, the key light, the fill light, and the ring and hair light, I also have some motivational lighting. You can see right over here in the corner, I have a bunch of kind of, was it octagons or hexagons? They're hexagons. The LEDs that are actually adding a bunch of character and light to the overall studio. That's in front of me, and I'll show you some of the tricks I do with it in a second. I also have some more motivational lighting. On the floor, I have some lights. I can't remember the name of the manufacturer, but I think it starts with a G. And those add light upwards on the wall. And you can also see I have a green screen. And all these lights are connected to my Stream Deck, which I'll get into in a second. Behind the shelf, I actually have strip lighting that goes behind all these shelves. These are Elgato strip lights as well that, again, add more character and depth. Behind on the corners, I also have some more motivational lighting. And by the way, I can control all these lights with my Stream Deck and or phone, turn them on and off at any given time to make my office setup super simple. Next, let's get into microphones and see what kind of microphone I have. This is the Logitech Blue Sona. This is an XLR dynamic mic, so I have to be really close to it. You can't see it in the screen because I have it right here down below. I put it right here off of screen, and then I connect it to an audio interface that I can control the gain on. I can also control gain and microphone on my OBS software that I use to record video and audio at the same time. I won't get too deep into that. That's kind of another video in and of itself. I connect this Blue Sona to a Zoom Info audio interface. I can't even remember what model it is. It's very basic. It's one input, one output, and I can control the gain and the output right from that audio interface. But I rarely do. I literally set it and forget it. All this is connected with a Rode microphone boom. That thing is awesome. I love it. That way I can move it out of the way when I'm editing software, and I pull it right down when I'm in the middle of a meeting or filming a video. I also have some Logitech monitor speakers and subwoofer that I use for my audio output when I'm listening to music or editing a video or in a Zoom meeting. Then I connect all these peripherals to my Stream Deck. That way I can literally control everything right when I walk in the door. I can literally hit a button, all my lights turn on. Hit a button, camera turns on. Hit a button, I can switch to different screens. I can switch to different cameras. This makes my life infinitely easier when I'm filming videos or doing demos for customers. Like I said, I use OBS to record all my audio and all my video into one file, an MP4 file. And once that's done, I then move that file into Camtasia and do all my editing and B-roll and any dynamic captions and stuff like that. So that's it. That's a tour of my Zoom office. This is what I use to do every single Zoom meeting you've ever been on with me. I do a lot of my videos. I do a lot of my Got a Minute videos. I do a lot of my LinkedIn and YouTube videos right from my office. I'll put as much of this equipment as I can in the description above. I'll probably forget something, and if I do, just DM me. I'll tell you what it is. Well, I hope you enjoyed the tour. This is my office setup. I've done lots of LinkedIn and YouTube videos as well as Zoom meetings right from here. And by the way, if you haven't followed me on LinkedIn, please do so, or subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do so. Also, shameless plug number 2. If you didn't see it, I was wearing a tattooed nerd hat. So hey, so support the channel. Buy some tattooed nerd merchandise.